we'll go ahead and get started. You're still the only one here.
Okay, hi Noelle, how are you?
Hi, I'm Will. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm gonna keep my phone down here because I'm driving to the studio to call the game, so I won't be I won't be looking at you, but I'll be talking to you. Let's start with Brianna. What did she say happened? What did she say she felt?
Just a different type of pain that, or I can't even describe it. A different type of feeling that she hasn't felt in this season, and so I think that's what the face and the walk off kind of was, but getting some reassurance that nothing was structurally done in that moment, I think was good for her to feel that. But I think it's just, her knowing her body, just experiencing something maybe she hadn't felt.
So what's your level of optimism? What's her level of optimism that she's going to be able to play again this year?
Stewie, if there's an opportunity to play a basketball game, and to, help, be healthy in that, I think she's going to try it, so she's very optimistic right now. I think the time that we have, obviously, we're not playing her today in our Phoenix game, but that time allows some days of rehab and, getting her to a point where she may feel good to play postseason play. So, time is, obviously of the essence, but it's kind of on our side right now. Hopefully we can take care of business, but she's very optimistic at this point.
Great. Well, moving on then, I mean, obviously Sue came out so hot the other night, and we kind of had a conversation between the two of us, Elise and I, on the broadcast about Sue is such a good offensive player, and yet she is so unselfish. She spent her entire career being unselfish and being the greatest passer in the history of the game. But how much conversation have you had with her about calling her own number a little bit more? And now with the absence of Brianna, making that even more essential that she calls her own number a little bit.
Right. Haven't had much conversation because I think what's kind of understood doesn't have to be voiced in that way, other than me being a little bit more assertive after timeouts and getting her play calls, because I know she's always looking to distribute. But knowing Sue and knowing her competitive nature, I know she understands this moment. And I think I feel like she'll come out aggressive without us having even to tell her that, just because she understands this moment and has been through these moments, throughout her career. So, again, she's the GOAT, and she understands what today means, and she understands where we are as a team. Without Stewie, that means she has to take a couple of more of those shots and be a little bit more aggressive.
Well, you've gotten some help from your three spot the last few games after Katie Lou and Steph kind of went through a rough patch. So maybe talk about the conversations you had with the two of them when they were kind of struggling a little bit, and what do you think has got them out of it the last 2 or 3 games?
For sure. I think with Katie Lou, the conversation was like, you have to be on the floor and be productive. And whether that's going to go get a rebound, whether it's getting a deflection, knocking down an open shot, your minutes have to be filled with some stats, you know what I mean? And I think she's done a great job of that. I think also her level of confidence has sustained, and then her aggressiveness. It's not, everybody's going to make a mistake in this game, but how do you make the mistakes? So I think, coupled with hitting a couple shots, when you see those going, I think your confidence kind of settles in. And, same with Steph, she's been an energy player for us all season. And, right before that Olympic break, I feel like her and Ezzy both were hitting their stride, and we had that break. And so just kind of getting back, within the rhythm of our game, our team systems, and coming back for the Olympics, I think that she's kind of found herself again. Whether it's hitting the open threes or just being aggressive defensively, I think, that energy has never wavered all year, but it's just a matter of kind of, just bringing a little bit more offensively as far as knocking down your shots, and then being solid on the defensive end, and she's done that.
Well, you mentioned Ezzy. I mean, sometimes she'll look dominant. I
Mhm.
mean, all-star dominant in certain games, and then in other games, she looks like she's 21 years old or whatever
Right.
she is. So, I mean, what do you need to see from her to get like real rotation minutes instead of sometimes playing 20 minutes and sometimes playing 8 minutes?
Mhm. Yeah, I think that's it. I think the consistency and what we know that she can bring. You talk about her energy level, you talk about her ability to block shots, to go get some offensive rebounds, and the icing on the cake is the ability to go get some points, and I think that cannot waver because that's who she is and will continue to be for us. But I think, certain matchups are favorable and aren't favorable. And so I think, within those first few rotations, to get her going is important. Whether it's, the layups, whether it's, the energy steals and all those things. That first rotation, it has to be sharp in order for her to kind of understand that second rotation, or playing at the end of game, she's a vital part of that. There can be a vital part of that if those minutes go the way we know that they can go for her.
And I would assume then, she's going to have to up hers. Mercedes going to have to up hers. I mean, is
Yep.
it just kind of closing ranks without Brienne out there? Or do you have a particular plan saying, Ezzy's going to definitely get more minutes, or Mercedes definitely going to get more extended minutes, in the starting lineup? Or is it kind of game by game? Let's just feel it out and see who needs to have more minutes that game.
Yeah, I think it's a combination of both. If you look at our matchup today against LA, a little bit smaller than Phoenix, and so you think about the front court depth that they present, and so of course Ezzy and Sadie's size will come into play. Specifically for today in our rotations, I think it's just everybody give a little bit more. One more above your rebounding average, one more above your assist average, get a couple of more buckets, and I think that that we're not going to replace Stewie, but I think that'll help everyone's level of play and help us in the grand scheme of things. And also, yeah, I think the rotational pieces, who's playing well, who's providing that energy, and what are we doing on the floor at that time? We'll see how those minutes go for everyone.
All right, tell me a little bit about LA. I mean, obviously, you guys took care of business against them both times, but that guard tandem, was a little problematic. So, what do you need to do there defensively, particularly against Wheeler?
Yeah, Wheeler knows that we're aggressive on her, so I think she kind of baits us and see how we start the game. And I think no holds bar. I think we have to be aggressive on her to begin, just so that she doesn't get a rhythm early. You taught Sykes is a load. She's coming off screens, turning the corner, getting into the paint. Really, the X factor I feel like for them right now is Coffee. She's shooting the three well, very aggressive defensively, and actually has some offensive firepower. Just being consistent with her game right now. So just understanding the aggressiveness, the athleticism that they have on the wing. We have to protect the paint first. I will live with them hitting a couple of threes. I'm knocking on wood. They're not shooting a three well right now, but making sure we're tight paint, shrink spots first and foremost, and then being aggressive with Wheeler, getting to Coffee on the three, getting to Zayabi at the three, though she's not hitting it well. We already know teams play so well against us. So just like being super tight defensively, and that's going to catapult our offense. Last game we got deflections, we're super active. We got some easy buckets, then all of a sudden we're hitting threes and it becomes contagious. And so there's very much synergy within our defense and our offense. And I think obviously offensively taking care of the ball, they're in passing lanes, they're pressuring the ball, they're pressuring, denying elbows. And so poised aggression against their aggression, and understanding that our pace needs to be high. We can't let them muck up the game with their aggressiveness and their slow pace.
All right. Well, good luck. Look forward to watching the game.
All right. See you soon.
Thanks, see you later.
Yep. Thanks, Jeff.